All right, what's up, YouTube? This is BoxingWave. This is going to be a real quick video. I'm going to go straight right into it about the whole Joseph Parker, Tyson Fury COVID situation. All right. I did speak on this briefly yesterday in my live video. All right. But I didn't speak more on the Joseph Parker situation. So basically, if you don't know, if you're not aware of what's going on, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder fight was delayed. It's postponed. Okay. And they're looking at an October date, right? So the third fight is postponed. It was supposed to be coming up really soon, like within the next couple weeks. And the fight has been postponed because Tyson Fury and the team tested positive for COVID. And when I say the team, I mean other fighters, other trainers involved, including Joseph Parker. This is what was reported several days ago. Okay. The first report said that someone in Fury's camp was tested positive for COVID, and then probably 12 hours within a day or so later, the reports came out that said that Tyson Fury himself tested positive for COVID-19. And then shortly after that, there was another report saying that Andy Lee, Joseph Parker, and other people involved in that camp also tested positive for COVID. Now, this past weekend on Saturday, we had a UFC fight where it was the Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier third fight trilogy, and Joseph Parker, who was reported to be, tested positive for COVID, was at the fight. All right. And he went on his social media and posted a video of himself there at the fight this Saturday. And this is actually after the reports of him having COVID came out. So it doesn't look good. And, at this point, I just want to give you my thoughts, and this is going to be a real quick video. I know I always say that this is going to be a quick video, and then I could go on for 20 minutes of talking. You're not going to get that here. This is how I feel. Dillian White came out and said, Dillian White, who's the interim champion with the WBC, he came out and said that Tyson Fury should be stripped, okay? And he should possibly fight for, or he should either get the title or fight for the title at this point, because he's the interim champion, basically meaning that if there's a situation where the actual champion can't fight and defend his title, then the interim champion is going to take place and fight for that title. So I see where Dillian White is coming from, okay? Now, the thing with that is the fight is postponed, meaning they pushed it up to a different date, So I don't know how that's going to work. Listen, I'm going to be honest, that's not going to happen here. All right, especially with a fight this big. The WBC has never really been fair with Dillian White, and I doubt they start now. And this is my stance on this whole situation. First off, as far as the reports, I think there should be some sort of investigation by the WBC at this point. All right, enough is enough. All right, the postponement, all this thing surrounding this title in the WBC. Wilder and Fury fought last year in February, okay? There's been no fights between the two of them since then. So we've gone another 18 months without a WBC fight. And now we have another postponement, okay? I know COVID was last year. I know that held boxing up. But there was no fight. Even when boxing came back, there was no fight between with Tyson Fury defending his title. Wilder didn't have a fight, all right? But he wasn't the champion at that time. Tyson Fury is. So Fury has not fought in a year and a half, all right? It's been a year and a half. And my stance on this is, being that there are already suspicions about the COVID situation and the timing of it, people are alleging that maybe Fury is not well prepared for this fight. Maybe it's because of the postponements due to poor ticket sales. Okay. People are making all kind of suggestions or allegations on why they believe this fight is not happening next. I don't really know. I mean, people saying anything right now at this point. But what I will say is, even if you're a Fury fan at this point, you gotta raise an eyebrow at some point and say, like, look, just like I said yesterday, Fury has a history of making, winning big fights and disappearing. All right. So we don't really know what's going on here. But I think some sort of, and this is if the WBC is not aware of what's going on and they're not involved in this situation. But if there is some sort of, if there's some sort of, I guess, lying going on in this situation where Fury might not actually have COVID, I think there's enough evidence here to say, all right, well, we should at least investigate this situation, because it's already been reported that Joseph Parker has COVID, right? Tested positive. So if that's the case, prove that he is positive, because he should be quarantining at this point, right? So if it's true, if he's out here going to fights and being out in public, and the reports came beforehand that he tested positive, why is he at fights here in America? Okay, why is he here in the public or anywhere? Why is he public? He should be quarantining. All right, so I think there should be some sort of investigation if the WBC is not involved here, because we shouldn't just be canceling fights due to COVID. A lot of fighters has been doing that. I don't know if all of them are legit. I don't believe all of them are legit, but I'm not a conspiracy theorist, and I can't prove that these fighters are lying. But it's always funny how the timing of some of these guys catching COVID. I mean, these guys should be quarantining. Some are vaccinated. Some of them everyone in the camp should be getting tested, because as a fighter, you don't want to catch COVID, because this can affect you moving forward. Povetkin had COVID and they had to postpone the fight twice. All right, especially because he's an older fighter at this point. So this can affect you for real. This is like a real thing, so it shouldn't just be toyed with like the way it is. And right now it looks like it's just an excuse to move forward or postpone the fight to a later date. I don't know what's going on with this situation. Maybe Fury is not ready and prepared. Maybe it has to do with ticket sales. All right, it could be anything. I mean, people are coming up with anything, any reason behind why this fight is not occurring. Some people even said that because of the arbitration. All right, the arbitration deadline is a September date, and they're pushing towards October. So there's a chance there where, because Fury has COVID, he might no longer be obligated to fight Wilder, because I guess the deadline is he was supposed to fight Wilder by a mid-September date, and now they're looking to have this fight sometime in October. So people are coming up with all of these conspiracies, and you know what? Some of them are really, really valid, and this is boxing, and we know how foul and how, when it comes to the politics, we already know how that work. All right, so in my opinion, there should be some sort of investigation if this is happening, because it's unfair for the fans that pay their money to go to see this fight. You gotta book vacation time. Depending on what your job situation is like, you have to book a flight, you have to book a hotel, you have to purchase tickets. People want to go and see this fight live and support. And this is why people like myself, I refuse to go to a fight live until some of this calms down, because fights are getting rescheduled over and over again due to COVID. And I'm not going to pay my hard-earned money and take the time off of work to travel to watch a fight. I might watch one here in Brooklyn, because if they cancel it, worst case scenario, I just don't go. I can just drive to Brooklyn. It's not a problem for me. But as far as flying out to LA or flying out to Vegas or Texas to see a fight, I'm just not going to risk it right now, because guys are pulling out of fights for COVID left and right, and I'm kind of tired of it. And I think this is not helping the sport at all, especially because of the fact that we're not getting undisputed. It's getting pushed back further and further into another year now because of this nonsense. Now, listen, if it was reported and it was actually said to the media, all right, to the journalists, And there's proof that this was told that Joseph Parker and Tyson Fury actually has COVID. And there's proof to show that, especially not even Joseph Parker, but Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury is the one that's fighting. All right. If they're able to prove that Tyson Fury did test positive for COVID, all right, and this was actually said to the journalist that reported it, then fine. If he can prove that he tested positive, then there shouldn't be a problem. But if they are unable to come up with something that shows that he tested positive for COVID, then he should be stripped. Absolutely. You know, because this is not a funny matter. This is people that died from this. All right. And there's people that are paying money to see these fights, and these fights are getting pushed back. All right. So what needs to happen? We need some sort of an investigation to make sure that these guys are not playing around. And I think the Joseph Parker thing, him showing up as a fight, is more of a valid reason on why some sort of investigation. I'm not saying strip Tyson Fury right away, but at least check up and make sure that this guy is not playing games. Because at the end of the day, you might love Tyson Fury and everything. And I've said this before. You might love him as a fighter. He's a great fighter. He got a lot of skills. But Tyson Fury, you can't trust him. You can't trust him based on the history of his career. And I'm not talking about the Glovegate stuff. I'm just saying in general. All right? There was a point where he did become champion before, and he disappeared. He disappeared. You know, if the mental health issues are a real thing with him, then you might have to take that into account. Maybe he's not prepared. Maybe he's not ready to fight Wilder a third time. Okay? Maybe it is poor ticket sales. Whatever the reason is for, this Joseph Parker situation should be enough to at least check to see if this is a real thing. And that's my stance on it. Don't strip him, but at least check to make sure, like, yo, did you really test positive? We want to see these test results to confirm that you do indeed have COVID, instead of just saying it to push the fight back. Unless the WBC is within all the mess. They know what's going on, and they're just trying to push it back so these guys can fight and make more money. That could be the thing. That could be it. Or it could be all Fury and their shenanigans. All right? So anyway, that's my stance. I just wanted to make a quick video on this. And make sure you guys subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.